Paul Chek's Finding Your Purpose, Lesson 3 Exposed. So it's a marketing video by Paul again, and I'm going to tell you what I see in it from me being open-eyed and not being controlled or only seeing the guru and only seeing what he says to be 100% gospel when it isn't. So first of all, we talked about the purpose and people's life purpose and what you leave behind. Now, some people will die and not leave anything behind, and they're completely happy with that. Not everybody wants a album collection behind them when they die, or a famous book behind them when they die. It depends on your education level from your mum and dad and their coaching. So I believe that if you've had a healthy life and you've helped people get healthy, or you've written a book that might have helped people, or you might help your local neighbourhood grow or get over a certain illness, or you just help them dig their garden over type thing, especially if it's an older person, you're doing something that you're giving back to the community. Then he spoke about his childhood. Now, I really want to pull this apart. So he was saying that when he was 8 years old, he was really abused as a child by his father, and he had to do manual labour. Okay, so if he had to do manual labour, if he got into a tractor, he wouldn't be able to drive it because his legs wouldn't be long enough. If he had to grab a pole to put into the ground for fencing, he wouldn't be able to move it because it would be too heavy at 8 years old. Okay? The same as digging hay and moving hay on a farm, for argument's sake, he still wouldn't be able to do that because the farming tool to lift the hay would be way too heavy, and moving the hay with a pitchfork would be completely impossible. So this is a 100%, in my view, a complete lie. He's just doing it in which to use psychology and trickery to get in your head, to try and go, right, you've had a horrible life, I've had a horrible life, so I can help you because I'm already an estimated £32 million millionaire, which he is. But how he become a millionaire, don't forget, he nearly went bankrupt twice. And the thing is, he contradicts himself a lot of the time, because on my level 4, he said, Scott, or to all the class, stay small, don't open a big facility, have a shower, have good gym equipment or a little bit of equipment, and train your clients in that area and stay out of debt. That's what I've done for the last 13 years. So that was great advice, but he didn't take on his own advice. This is what winds me up. Is that he's got money addiction, knowledge addiction, as well as tobacco and plant medicine addiction. So if he hasn't cured anything of his own issues, how can he cure yours with 8 videos and talking to him for an hour? He's not going to let you talk to him longer than that hour, because that is build hours. Does that make sense? So if he's got 20 sign-ups, a spirit gym, and they all want an hour, that's 20 hours out of his working day gone. Does that make sense? Then his other clients on top of that will be paying for his time for one-to-one either training or something like that. So is he really doing a 60, 70 hour week himself when he's 64 years old, and he says to you to live your dream? How can that be a dream, working yourself into a hormonal stupor that he talks about at age 64? So I believe that this is just a cash cow system in which for him to make £2,000 or dollars out of you, then give you these 8 videos for you to look at and questionnaires and all that type of stuff. But is it going to give you your dream? Is it going to make you a millionaire? I haven't seen anybody say online, oh, I did Paul Chek's Spirit Gym for a year and now I'm a multimillionaire. When I see that and there's, say, 20 out of the 40 people that he's got signed up for it, then it's worth paying for and believing in. But it's all hype. So if you look at the 8-year-old thing that he's talking about, it's completely impossible. He can't dig something over at 8 years old. You can barely lift a shovel. Yes, he looks super strong for his age, but he built that up from his 30s, 40s and 50s, not when he was 8 years old. Does that make sense? Now, I met his mother in San Diego, California, and I was blindfolded or was like that, oh, checks this, checks that, checks fantastic. But when you have these filters taken off, you see it for the realness of what it's all about. So if you have a estimated 32 million in your bank account, wouldn't you be completely happy? Wouldn't you take on retirement and travel the world or work on your own farm like he's got, or just chill out? You've made all the money that you need to make. So what is it? It's just pure greed, isn't it? And greed isn't a spiritual element. To be, in my view, to be a spiritual person, you help people out in need that don't have money. I've done that with my neighbour. I've done it with other people that haven't had any money to pay me. And I've helped them get better. And all they've had to do is go and buy me some really expensive chocolate and a plant instead of paying my £200 an hour. Does that make sense? So really, really look without the blinkers on. Really, really investigate before you commit your hard-earned money to something that I've heard is really quite in-depth and really deep. And apparently when he first opened it up, he had a huge amount of people join, then a massive drop-off because it's too in-depth and too deep. And remember, what you're going to get at the end of that year is a worthless bit of paper. You're not going to be able to go in the church. You're not going to be able to go to meetings and try and sell this, because most people are quite, educated and go, wait a minute, he ain't even got a qualification to do that. And then you've got to think about insurance reasons. So let's say you do it with a client, what you've learned from Paul, and they have a massive emotional crash and their family see it. And because you haven't got a recognised psychology or coaching qualification from what you've done with Paul, they can sue you. They can take you to court for messing with their brother, sister, uncle, auntie, husband or wife's head. Does that make sense? So he's built a massive legacy for himself, but he still hasn't cured his own issues in himself. If he had, then I'd be completely fine with it. But if you go back 5 videos, you'll see him smoking that tobacco. Tobacco is highly addictive. Tobacco is bad for your lungs. It kills the capillaries in your lungs. People die of smoking tobacco. Can you see my point? So if he wasn't addicted to tobacco, wasn't addicted to money, and wasn't addicted to plant medicine,